Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Slightly Warped Podcast. I'm Rick, and I'm joined, as always, by Big Show. Hey, how you doing, man? Just the thumbs up, huh? Are we going the pin and teller route?
I'm all right, I guess. I'm
Okay.
tired. I am. I'm tired.
Today's episode's going to be a lot more serious because we're tackling a specific topic. But before we do, I want to get a little housekeeping out of the way. Um, all you brothers and sisters out there who know that we are avid football fans, and we were talking about the Super Bowl last week. I want to give a shout out and congratulate you personally, Big Show. Uh, your score was the closest in the Super Bowl prediction.
I assume that you're just saying that I'm the best Super Bowl picker in the world. I didn't hear none of that accolades you were giving me.
I said your score was the closest prediction that we had. Yes. Um, it take it for what it will. You won the Super Bowl thing. So, I mean, if we're giving out accolades, I think everybody on any given Sunday should be hailing to the back-to-back champ, which is me. I had to
But
give Candace a little ribbing on Friday and Saturday.
I seen
So,
that. I seen that. But you know what they say about my prediction, even a broke clock is right twice a day. So
hey, they,
I'm not gonna take too much credit for it. I got lucky.
hey, you know what? Sometimes it's okay to be a little lucky. I know last year when I won the whole deal, I didn't say anything. And that was my whole thing. I wasn't going to talk smack or anything the whole way through. But I said if I do it again, yeah, I'm talking big shit because that's earned at that point. So now I'm beginning my quest to go and do the 3P, which, in my world, that means it probably won't happen because I just jinxed the whole damn thing.
Possibly.
Oh, well, I know Kevin's talking about jumping in. You were talking about jumping in. I know a lot of people will probably want to jump in. So I'm going to get some stiffer competition next year for sure, which is
Yeah,
cool. That's what I want.
let me know.
I will. I will. All right. Now, today I want to talk about hate, a simple four-letter word, but a devastating word. And there's a lot of hateful people in the world. And I'm not just talking about the villainous people that you can see coming a mile away. I'm also talking about those who hide their intense hostility and aversion of things or people. And they choose rather to hide behind the guise of some other form of emotion, or better still, they play on the emotions of others that they can manipulate. And what's usually deriving from fear, anger, or a sense of injury. Now, whether they're playing to the crowd or hiding behind the security of a computer keyboard in the comfort of their own home. Today, I want to ask what causes hatred? What can we do to heal the wounds from the past? And how can we move away from one of man's biggest frailties? So, I want to
And
start with
I'm about to turn my hat around here because we're about to get into it.
I want to start with the first part. What do you consider hate?
So
Any and every form, throw it out there.
before I go into, are you talking about as a country, as humans in general?
I was really going from as humans in general, but when we get to specific examples, I have a couple, and we might end up treading on the political side of it, but so be it. I mean, I don't care if someone is ticked off or they don't agree with what we have to say, because it's stuff that needs to be addressed. And when we're done, the whole world isn't going to start spinning a lot smoother or anything like that. We might only open five or six eyes. We might shut five or six,
You
depending.
mean we don't have that power to change the rotation of the Earth? All right, we
Not that
just
I
need
know
one more like, people. Just one more like, and we'll have that power.
of. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, go
Um,
ahead and speak from the hip.
ask me the question again.
What do you consider to be hatred or hate?
There are, in my humble opinion, there are many layers, uh, tiers of hate. Hate could be, man, your goatee looks better than mine. I'm hating on you that way,
Yeah.
you
But
know,
you know what? I
which is a very preschool type of hate.
Yeah.
What I can, if you're talking the actual true word, the true definition of the word hate, that would be me hating a pedophile, a rapist,
Hmm.
that type of thing. Is that where you're going, or am I?
I'm all over the place right now. I mean, until you brought that up, I didn't even think about the next question I was going to ask you, because can hate truly be earned, and can in every hate be forgiven?
Hmm, I will say every hate should be forgiven, and if we're speaking from a biblical sense,
Hmm.
the only thing that we should hate is sin. And because we are flawed people, we can ask for forgiveness for sin, that we should hate the sin. And what's that old term you say, hate the sinner, or hate the sin, not the sinner, type of
Yes.
thing. But as
Love the
humans,
person, hate the sin.
as human beings, we don't have that luxury sometimes. Well, most times. Is hate earned? Can hate be earned?
Hmm.
Yes, yes, yes. I believe a lot of people's hatred towards whatever subject is a learned and taught behavior from the moment that they breathe air for the first time.
Oh, that's good, because I was going to ask you, do you think it's something that is inherently inside of everyone, or is it something that is learned? Because,
I think the emotion hatred, the emotion of hate is, uh, you're born with that.
mhm,
But what to hate is a learned behavior.
yeah, because racial hate. Let me just go there, get that off the table, because it's gonna be a couple things here. Racial hate is one of them, and we've talked about stuff like this on the podcast before, so this is nothing new. This is one that is definitely learned, because you put two babies in the crib that are different colors, toddlers, whatever, they're going to play, they're going to love each other, they don't care. All they see is another kid. But once you tell them, well, this person is wrong, or this person is no good, that affects their mind.
It
So
does.
that kind of thing is learned.
And a lot of times, the particular person may not believe what the other person is saying about said person or race, but
Mhm.
because they want to fit in, they follow along.
Yes. And that's worse to me. I mean, somebody teaches you
Because,
something you don't know any better, you want to do it just to follow along, then to me,
well,
that's worse, because You are choosing.
Well, so here's the thing too, though. I'm like, do you enjoy being hated? Like,
No.
okay, but you enjoy being accepted,
Yes.
and that's where I was going with it. I have more fear of being not accepted versus showing that I hate XYZ. I mean, the Super Bowl over the weekend is a prime example of how much hatred came out.
Yeah, let's get into that since that's the 1,000 pound elephant in the room. Because people are still talking about it.
Hmm. I mean, but they were talking about the same halftime show last year.
But
This is
here's the
now
thing.
now it's the opposite side though, kind of sort of in a way.
For whatever reason, though, this wasn't just I hate that kind of music. This seemed to have more political overtones. And
I agree.
I feel like, and let me back up just for people that may not know or realize. Uh, Forget about who was there and what was sung for a second. This person was American, and we have had several non-American performers at the Super Bowl. So for anybody who had that argument, he's not from here, he shouldn't do the Super Bowl. You're wrong.
Where's he from?
Now, Puerto Rico,
Who's the
which
president of Puerto Rico?
that would be a one Donald J. Trump.
There you go.
Um, so I get a lot of people that, and I've seen it several times on social media, they didn't understand the music or they don't like the music. If that's not your thing, that's not your thing. But to turn it all around and say, hey, we're going to have an alternative show because we don't like this, you're
The same
creating
people that
more
wanted
division.
the same people that wanted a different halftime show are the same people's relatives that wanted a white and black water fountain back in the 60s.
Exactly. And that's one of the
And
things I was talking about on hate because people will disguise it
oh
as
yeah.
something else.
Well, I'll tell you what, here's a big thing, and I'm a very attitude reflects leadership. So when the leader of the country is a racist bigot, the people that follow him are going to have an outlet to be racist bigots. Even though they were racist bigots before this guy became in office, don't get me wrong, but now they have they feel more entitled to that behavior is acceptable. The other thing politically, too, is they don't want us to be united. They would prefer that you and I, being different shades of the skin tone, be at each other's throats versus in each other's hearts. They would prefer that.
And why do you think that is?
So I'm glad you asked because I was thinking I've seen these videos, but there's a prime example of I don't know. Have you ever seen the Disney movie Ants?
Yes, I have.
So do you remember the part where the big grasshopper was talking to the other grasshoppers about we're bigger and stronger. They were telling the big grasshopper, we're bigger and stronger than these ants. We'll just pluck them out. And he's like, yeah, one ant's fine, two ants are fine. But when the whole colony comes at you, they'll overpower us just in numbers alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they want to keep us divided. They want to keep the rednecks mad at the non-rednecks. They want to keep the thugs mad at the non-thugs. They want to keep the cartel people mad at the non-cartel people. They want the left side to be mad at the right side. They want the top side to be mad at the bottom side. They want the Christians to be mad at the homosexuals. They want the homosexuals to be mad at the Christians. you know they want the atheists to be mad with the believers and so forth and so on because it creates a divide, and then they can start moving their chess pieces that we're too busy arguing to see what they're doing in the background.
Yes. And that seems to be always be the case. And that goes under that under cover of darkness kind of thing. While they're doing this, it gives us a chance to do that. And
And by the time it comes into light,
mhm,
the damage is already done.
yes, sir. Um, what can we do as a people, both publicly and privately, to possibly try to turn this around? What can we
Well,
do? What should we do?
I'm not a therapist, okay? And I have my flaws. And you know, I'm probably not the best person to ask advice from in my mental state that I have been in the last few years. However, this is our podcast, so I get to give my little perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So, what can we do? Well, the proper thing to do, and it's easier said than done, is we need to learn not to hate ourselves personally, because there's something that you in your mind about your own self that you probably hate, whether it be I fart too much, I can't run the marathons like I used to run. I'm a Raider fan. I mean, whatever that is,
No, I
you
love
you
that.
my team never wins. Maybe that's what it is. Um, there's something inside, whatever it is that you hate about yourself. Everybody has it.
Yeah.
Everybody has that spot. So we first have to learn how to not hate ourselves so we can learn not to hate others.
Mm.
But also, you know, God gave us two ears and one mouth for a reason. We need to listen more to each other versus just trying to 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 listen so we can speak
Oh,
kind
I
of thing.
like that because if you notice, everybody's trying to say how they're right and the other side is wrong instead of listening to what the other side has to say. And here's my thing. How do we know that both sides aren't right in some way, shape, or form? Two things can be true.
They
If
can.
if
Two
we can
two
listen to
things
each
can
other,
also be
we can find
false.
that common ground. Exactly. I
Yeah.
mean,
And it's okay to disagree.
it is
But you
very
can
okay to disagree, but be
you know,
respectful.
yeah, right. And you can disagree out of love. Like just because you and I don't see eye to eye about one particular subject doesn't mean that man, fucking hate
Yeah.
Rich. He's a dumbass. I mean
Yeah.
that's not how it goes. Um
And here's the thing, though. I know we're still, using a lot of political examples, but they're the best examples out there.
well, that's where it stems from though. That's where it
And
all
and
stems from.
that's where
Even
I'm going.
go back to
With,
the 60s. Go back to the
mm-hmm.
60s and the civil rights movement. All of that was political.
Yes,
But there was
yes,
so much racial hatred in the country, but it was all stemmed from political. I mean, the assassination of Martin Luther King, the assassination of Malcolm X, all that was political.
yeah,
The assassination of JFK, all that was political. Hell, the assassination of Kirk, last year, that's all
yeah.
political.
And, and the thing is, we said earlier, it starts at the top. If we have a world leader who just blatantly says what he wants to, insults whoever he wants to, people will do that because they see it happening at the top. They see there's no consequences. So why can't I do it? And moreover, this same person will not only say what he wants to about someone, he can make something up. A great example, let's make something up to make people upset at each other.
AI.
Yes,
I mean,
that's
how
not
many
healthy.
I could create a video of you right now with your voice in AI saying some outlandish crap and put it on YouTube, and you would get the back, even though you didn't say none of it.
Yes, and here's
And
the thing. I can come right back and say, this was all AI, this wasn't me. Maybe 50-50 people will believe it. Or some people will say, oh, he's just saving face.
Yeah. Well, the
My
people that know
reputation is
you,
ruined at that point. Yeah, the
right?
people that know
Yeah,
me.
is be different. And here's the thing, too. You had asked, what can we do to fix it? I'm gonna be
Mhm.
100% honest. Absolutely nothing can be done. We could get the second coming of Christ as the leader of our country. And I'm not, and Antichrist, I get it, that's going to happen. But
Mhm.
we could get someone who is completely. I mean, Barack Obama wasn't a bad president. How much hate did he get? A ton of hate.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter who is in office. Somebody's going to hate on it. One side's going to hate the other. And we are so divided and have been divided for so long. The only thing that's going to fix it is when that trumpet sounds in the sky. That's the only thing that's going to fix it because those that don't hate are going to be gone. And the rest of those folks are going to be on this earth hating each other while the Satan rules the world for 1,000 years.
Fortunately, that is very true.
I ain't going to
Very
be here
true.
when that happens. You know,
I hope to God I'm not here. I mean,
what do you mean hope? You should know.
you're
That's
right. You're right. I
that's
know.
that's a whole nother podcast we might need to have a conversation about.
God, please, though, if you can hear me now, make sure the Raiders win another Super Bowl before that happens.
Madden will do, sir. It doesn't have to be real. Madden Super Bowl will work. He didn't specify.
Oh man, for real though. All right. So if we can do absolutely nothing, what can we do? If what can we do for the ones that are harboring that hate? Uh, how should we deal with them? How should we treat them?
So do you want my earthly answer or do you want my biblical answer?
We got time. I want both.
Okay, biblically we should love them. Love
Yeah,
them and pray for them.
that was the easy answer. So give me the hard one. What's the earthly answer?
Kick rocks. Stay the hell out of my life. I don't need this world's big enough for the both of us. Our paths shouldn't cross.
But what if your paths do cross? How do you
Then
deal
we
with
then we make just like two ships, they don't come like we're gonna go around each other. We're two sharks swimming around each other.
it? Yeah,
We can be
because
cordial, but as for uh, you know, I don't like you, you don't like me, that's great. We'll just keep it pushing. Now don't overstep your boundaries, and I won't overstep mine. Because then
that's a
that's a
good
whole
way to
nother
put it.
conversation.
Right, right. Because once these hands come into it, that's different. But
By the time my hands come into it, it's already too late for you.
I like
I'm
that.
just saying, by the time my hands are involved, you ready to see Jesus, I'm about to arrange the meeting.
They, that's a good thing. But if you are one of those people that harbor that hate, you probably don't want to see Jesus because he's going to be sending you on a one-way trip down. So my
But
message,
everybody harbors hate, though. Everybody does.
and you know what though? It's what you do with that hate that determines who you are. Do you try to understand the other person or the situation,
Okay,
or do
so
you let it fester?
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Okay,
Yes, sir.
how are you gonna try to understand a pedophile?
Now, remember we going back to love the person, hate the sin.
Right,
You
but we're
hate
not
you.
talking
You
about.
okay? Listen, this is how I would
I'm
do it.
listening.
This
Okay,
I have no love whatsoever for pedophilia. None. That's not cool. How I would try to deal with it. Obviously, this person has to spend time behind bars and all that stuff. But as a taxpayer, knowing that my money is going to this person, I also want to make sure that this person, you can't really say corrected because you never know if anybody's corrected, but you have to make sure that this person, because they ain't getting out or they shouldn't get out. If they do, that's a whole nother story for another podcast. But you got to make sure that whatever time they have left behind those bars, they are meant to pay and understand what they've done is wrong.
Right.
Yes,
But
things got to happen to them, but
you're coming at it from an individual response. So if I said we both, let's just say we both know a guy named Jim, okay?
okay,
And I say Jim is a pedophile. That would be your response. But you hate pedophilia, period.
yes.
And you said how to deal with hatred is to try to understand it. So I'm asking you,
And
what
now,
about pedophilia are you trying to understand so you don't hate it anymore?
oh, well, you're always going to hate, but what you want to do is
That's
understand
my point.
why. Okay, let me
There's
finish. You want to know, how did Jim become this so
nope,
that you can.
you're going back to the individual. It's
Well,
like
no, no,
being
no. Listen, I want
because
to
it's like
understand how Jim did
racism.
it so that I can keep other people from going down that road.
Okay, but we're talking okay, so racism. I'm
Hmm.
not depending. You hate racism.
Yes. And I
So
would
what
like to
about
make,
racism are you going to understand? Taking the individuals out of it.
I want to understand what makes a person hate another person based on the color of the skin.
Okay. But so and then you will no longer hate it yourself?
No, I'll always hate it, but I can combat it with love and understanding because if I know what it is that made that person that way, I have one up on them in a conversation. Uh, a good example is, if somebody just hates me because I'm darker than them, and I know that that's just it because I'm a shade darker, then I could tell them, well, you can't really go out in the sun, can you? Because if you tan, you're going to be a shade darker. You'll be just like me. It might be in jest, but that understanding, that's where I hit them. I hit them with the truth. You are just like me. You are one day away from you're one day in the sun from being just like me.
So
If you
in
hate where I'm from, the grass grows just as green where you are as where I'm at.
so in that mindset, then you agree that there's nothing you can do about hate.
Oh yeah, understanding doesn't mean that you can control it or change it. It does not. Understanding just
Well,
means
you
that,
had your original question was how do you combat it?
right. And I think we answered it because we said that we really can't, because evil's always going to be there. It is. I mean,
Right.
unfortunately. But how we deal with it
Like I hate
is what,
stupidity. I hate
right.
stupidity. I hate stupidity. Stupid people just drive me crazy. And what you deem stupid, I may deem stupid and vice versa, right?
Yeah.
I'm not
Right.
trying to understand why you're stupid. Just miss me with all the bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And that's kind of where I'm at with, I hate pedophilia,
Hmm.
but I ain't trying to understand it. For any man that can get excited over a child, come on now.
Okay, I guess you probably misunderstand me. I don't want to understand pedophilia. I want to understand what made person A go towards that.
But see, that's
Because
where I was
my
trying to
my
say that's the
sons,
in.
my
Mhm.
sons and my brothers, I don't want them to go that way. And if I see a warning sign, I can perhaps step in and help the
Right,
next person before it gets there.
right. But that's where I say we're talking about an individual, which is different.
Hmm.
I was talking about the entire subject because that's normally what people hate. I hate Republicans. I hate Democrats. Not I hate this Democrat or I hate
Right.
this Republican.
Exactly. And that's the thing people got to understand. When you put it all in one classification, that's where you're already getting it wrong.
Right. And but that's what I
Because,
mean by we can't that's where I was asking how do you combat it? And I'm trying to take the individuals out. That's kind of where I was going with that.
yeah, I think
There's
we're both going
really
in the same
nothing
direction. We
we
were just coming
can
from different
do.
spots. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
there's really nothing we can do about hate. Period.
Unfortunately,
It's except
just
work on
better
ourselves
ways to deal with it. Yeah.
and how we react to said subjects.
All right. So before we close it out, I'm just going to tell everybody listening. Now, remember, Big Show said he hates stupidity. So don't be stupid. Like this video.
Yeah, you catch these hands. No, just kidding. Just
Hey,
kidding.
but this is real talk, and a lot of people just got to understand our differences are what make us who we are, but our hatred of other differences is what breaks us apart.
And biblically
Mhm.
speaking, Satan hates God, hates the
Yeah,
fact that he was being worshipped, hate the fact that he was, the head honcho, or as some of my friends would say, the HNIC. That's who he was, you know, and he hated that. And so the Satan uses hate to keep division for God's children.
yeah. So just keep love in your hearts, and if you
And
just try to love.
it's easier said than done.
That oh, that is so true. Oh, we could go on about this for hours, but
Yes.
we're gonna go ahead and get
Learn
out of here. Think about what we said.
learn to control the things that you can control.
Mm, very good. If you guys have any questions or comments, hit us up. You know, all the usual outlets. I'm always listening. Show, good one, my brother. Take us on out of here.
Appreciate you guys tuning in. Sorry for the technical difficulties at the beginning. We got her squared away. Love each other. Tomorrow is not promised. I said love each other, not hate each other. Love each other.